Now y'all stop whatever you're doing right this minute. Don't scroll past this here message. Don't turn a blind eye to what's fixin' to be spoken over your life in just a few moments, 'cause what you're about to hear ain't just words made by human hands. No, sir, this ain't no accident. This ain't just another video popping up on your screen by chance. Saint Michael the Archangel, the mighty commander of heaven's armies, standing strong at the right hand of the Almighty with a sword of living fire, he's turned his gaze straight to you. He's seen every secret hurt you've been through. He watched those you held dear drive a dagger of betrayal deep into your back, even while you were busy loving them, protecting them, trying to be enough for them. And now, with all the power of heaven behind his voice, he speaks right to your broken heart and says something that's going to shake the very ground you've stood on when it comes to your pain. He says that betrayal, that wound, that shattering moment when you found out the truth about someone you trusted with your whole soul, that was the best thing that could have ever happened to you. I know those words sting like a whip. I know your first impulse is to push them away because that hurt is still raw, because the scar still aches in the quiet hours of the night, because you can still hear the echoes of their lies playing in your mind like a song you never wanted to hear. But heaven sees what you can't see. Heaven knows what you ain't figured out yet. And before this message is done, you'll understand exactly why the angel of war himself looked down on your suffering and called it a blessing. You weren't destroyed. You were redirected. You weren't left behind. You were pulled out of a place that was meant to slowly kill every good thing inside you. And if you'd stayed one more month, one more week, one more single day in that toxic mess, in that poison-soaked place, in that fake connection that was sucking the life right out of your spirit, you'd have lost something far more precious than just a relationship, a friendship, or a business deal. You'd have lost your calling. You'd have lost that sacred mission God wrote for you before the world even began. So take a seat, breathe deep, let your walls come down just for a bit, and let the commander of angels speak to you the way he's been trying to for months now, through dreams you brushed off, through signs you overlooked, through that quiet whisper in your chest that kept saying something was wrong, even when everybody else told you all was fine. You've been walking through a season that felt like the end of everything. Let me paint it for you so clear that you'll know without a doubt this message was meant just for you. You woke up day after day with a heaviness on your chest that no amount of sleep could lift. You smiled in front of folks, but the moment you were alone, that mask dropped and the tears came. Or worse, the tears stopped, 'cause you'd cried so much, your spirit went numb. There was a person, maybe more than one, you gave your all to. You gave him your time when you had hardly any left. You gave him your energy when you were running on empty. You gave him your trust, the most sacred thing a person can offer, and they took it and crushed it underfoot like it meant nothing. You found out things about him that tore apart the picture you had of who they were. Maybe it was a lie that unraveled slow as molasses, thread by thread, till the whole story you believed fell apart. Maybe it was a sudden truth that slapped you in the face, something you weren't meant to see, a conversation you overheard by accident, a moment when their mask slipped just long enough for you to see the real face underneath. And in that moment, the ground gave way and you fell into a darkness you didn't know lived inside your own life. You questioned everything, your own judgment, how you could have been so blind, so foolish, so dang naive. You replayed every moment, looking for the signs you missed. And the worst part is, you found them. Found all those red flags you ignored, 'cause your heart was too desperate to believe the best in someone who was giving you their worst. Then came the loneliness. Not just missing that person, but a deeper, harder kind. The kind that makes you feel like you're shouting in a crowded room and nobody hears a word. You felt invisible, disposable, like the whole universe done turned its back on you, choosing to favor the very folks who hurt you, while you, the one who did right, who loved true and gave all, were left with nothing but empty hands and a broken heart. Some of you all even got to the point where you questioned your faith. You looked up at the sky and asked, why? Why'd you let this happen? Why didn't you protect me? Why'd you let me love someone pretending to love me back? And the silence that followed felt like the cruelest answer of all. But here's what you didn't know. Here's what the enemy of your soul never wanted you to find out. That silence wasn't emptiness. That silence was strategy. While you were weeping on your bedroom floor, while you stared at the ceiling at 3 a.m. wondering if the hurt would ever ease, while you dragged yourself through days that felt like walking through mud, the whole army of heaven was moving on your behalf. Saint Michael the Archangel himself drew his sword of divine fire the very moment that betrayal hit your life. Not 'cause he was caught off guard. He knew it was coming long before you did. He drew his sword 'cause that betrayal was the spark, the key, the call to arms that unlocked a war that's been waiting since the day you were born. See, there's things working in your life way beyond what your human eyes can see. That person who betrayed you wasn't just a selfish soul making a bad choice. They were a pawn, whether they knew it or not, used by dark forces that recognize something in you that you haven't fully seen in yourself yet. The enemy saw your light before you did. The enemy spotted your calling before you understood it. And the best way to break a chosen one ain't by attacking 'em head-on. That'd just wake 'em up and make 'em fight back. The best way is to send someone close, someone you love, someone you'd never suspect, to wrap around your destiny like a vine, slowly strangling the life out of your purpose while you're too busy loving them to notice. That's exactly what was happening to you. And that betrayal, as hurtful as it felt, was really the hand of the Most High pulling that vine away from your throat so you could finally breathe free again. Right now, as you're hearing these words, there's a battle raging in the heavenly realms concerning your very own situation. Angels have been sent to break every chain, every curse, every trap passed down through generations, every whispered spell laid on your bloodline by jealous tongues and envious hearts. Those who smiled in your face while plotting your ruin behind closed doors, they're being exposed right now. Not on your time, but on heaven's time, which is always perfect and always devastating to the enemy. Now I gotta pause here for a minute, 'cause what I'm about to say next, you won't hear it just anywhere. Now listen here, there's a guide, a sacred digital book called The 7 Swords of Saint Michael the Archangel, the sacred guide to breaking curses, sealing blessings, and activating the calling of the chosen. This ain't just any ordinary read. No, sir, this here's a spiritual weapon crafted for folks just like you. People under attack, folks who've been betrayed, standing right on the edge of their greatest transformation, but needing the keys to step through that door. Each of these 7 swords holds a different piece of spiritual warfare and divine activation, stuff most folks will never hear about, 'cause the powers that be don't want you knowing it. They tried to hush it up, tried to bury it deep, but it survived, 'cause it was meant for you. Now, if you want this guide, the link's sitting right at the top of the comments, pinned just for you. If this message is hitting home in your spirit right now, I need you to do something. As an act of faith, go on and comment below saying, "I am chosen and I will download the book." That simple word ain't just a comment. It's a spiritual stake in the ground. It's you telling the heavenly court you're ready to stand and fight with the weapons prepared for you since before time even began. Now let me take you all deeper, 'cause Saint Michael wants you to know something mighty important. That betrayal you went through, it wasn't random. No, sir, it was timed by dark forces to hit you just when you were closest to breaking through. Think on that a minute. What was happening right before the hurt showed up? Weren't you starting to feel a shift? Weren't you dreaming again after a long spell of numbness? Weren't you fixing to make a choice that'd change everything for the better? The enemy saw that momentum building and he got scared. He knew if you crossed that line, stepped into your true purpose, he'd lose his hold on you forever. So he played his darkest card, used the one you loved most, to strike a blow so deep it knocked you off your feet, sent you spiraling into doubt, guilt, and spiritual paralysis. And for a spell, it worked. You stopped. You spiraled. You questioned everything. The worth you hold, your future, even your own self. But here's the part that makes the devil shake in his boots. You didn't die. You didn't quit. You're still here listening to this message right now. That means the enemy's strongest weapon failed to destroy you, and a chosen one who survives the enemy's best attack. Well, that's the most dangerous force in the spiritual realm, 'cause now you know what you can endure. You know the worst that could happen wasn't really the worst at all. It was chains breaking. Chains you didn't even know you were wearing. It was illusions shattering, holding you back from the life heaven planned for you. Saint Michael's standing guard over you now, sword drawn, cutting away every last thread that ties you to that old season of lies. He's severing soul ties, draining your energy, burning contracts signed in the spirit without your say-so, agreements that trapped you in pain, in choosing folks who'd betray you, in a destiny of giving your all and getting nothing back. Those contracts are burning up right now in the fire of his sword, and as they burn, you're going to feel something you ain't felt in a long time. You're going to feel light. Not just happy yet, but light. Like a heavy load you forgot you were carrying is finally lifting off your shoulders. Some of you all might feel it in your body. Your chest loosens, breathing deepens, tension in your neck and shoulders starts to melt away. That ain't just stress. It was the weight of spiritual chains. And now those chains are falling away. This right here is your turning point. The moment your story flips from tragedy to triumph, from victim to victor, from broken to unbreakable. The pain you carry ain't weakness. It's the very stuff your strength is forged from. Every tear you shed is gathered by heaven's golden bowls, turned into anointing oil that'll be poured over your head soon. Every sleepless night, it's counted as watching, as vigil, and the reward for watching through darkness is the first light of dawn. You ain't who they said you were. You ain't the fool they tried to make you feel like. You ain't too much or not enough. You're the one who loved so fiercely it scared the darkness. You're the one whose loyalty was so strong the enemy had to lie and deceive just to pull you away from folks unworthy of you in the first place. And now that separation's done, that surgery's complete, the cancer of betrayal's cut away. You're free to become who you were always meant to be. This new you rising from the fire ain't the old you patched up. It's a brand new creation. The you heaven's been waiting for. The one who walks into a room and the whole atmosphere shifts, who speaks and moves mountains, who prays and prison doors fly wide open. This here's your metamorphosis, and it's happening right now, not tomorrow, not next year, not someday. Right now as these words fall over your spirit like rain on dry ground. Now listen close, because what I'm about to tell you comes straight from heaven itself about what's right ahead for you. The season of lack, it's done. I ain't speaking in riddles or fancy words, I'm telling you plain. The financial drought you've been through, those empty pockets, them bills stacking higher than your income, the jobs that never called back, the chances always going to someone else, that all's about to end, sudden and powerful. Provisions about to pour out from storehouses sealed until this very moment in your journey. Money blocked is getting unblocked, doors welded shut by the enemy's hands. Angelic forces are busting them open. You're fixing to receive a financial breakthrough that won't make no natural sense. It won't come the way you thought, or through the paths you know. It's coming from a place so unexpected, you'll have no choice but to see it's from a hand far greater than any human one. And that's just the start. Your health's being restored. That pain in your body the doctors can't explain, that tiredness no rest can fix, that sudden anxiety squeezing your chest, all tied to the spiritual battle fought over you. As those chains break and curses lift, your body's gonna respond. You'll sleep deeper than you have in years. You'll wake up with energy flowing from a source beyond yourself. 'Cause it is. Now listen here, y'all. Those folks who laughed at you, who took joy watching you struggle, whispering behind your back, celebrating every time you stumbled, they're fixing to see you rise up with their very own eyes. And let me tell you, it's gonna scare 'em. Not 'cause you're looking for revenge, you won't need to, but 'cause your comeback will be the strongest rebuke heaven itself can give. Your success will be the proof that condemns them. Your happiness will be the final word that hushes every lie they ever spread about you. That's why them 7 swords are so dang important right now. The digital book, The 7 Swords of St. Michael the Archangel, ain't just some theory on spiritual warfare. It activates the exact weapons you need for the battles you're facing at this very minute. The first sword cuts away those generational curses. The second sword breaks soul ties with toxic folks. The third sword clears the blockages in your blessings and provision. Each sword is a precise tool of divine justice, tailored for the fight of the chosen. This ain't common knowledge, it's 'cause it's dangerous to the kingdom of darkness. They've tried to bury it, discredit it, keep it away from the people who need it most. But you found this message. You're still here listening, and that ain't no accident. Head to the first pinned comment up top and download that digital book. Then type in the comments, "I am chosen, and I will download the book." Let the courts of heaven hear you. Let the angels mark your word. Then come back, 'cause the revelation is just getting started. Now you got to understand how heaven's justice works different than earth's. Down here, justice is slow, half done, and often crooked. The guilty walk free, and the innocent get hurt. But up yonder, there's a court that don't sleep, don't make mistakes, and don't forget a thing. St. Michael himself has brought your case before that court. He's your advocate, your defender, your warrior. Every wrong done to you has been recorded with a precision no earthly system can match. Every tear you shed, Every lie told about you, every moment of hurt caused by folks' cruelty or neglect, it's all in the heavenly record. And the verdict? It's already in. You are righteous, not perfect, but righteous. Not without faults, but faithful. And those who hurt you? They've been found guilty of crimes against a chosen vessel of the Most High. The sentence is already being carried out. You might not see it yet, because heaven's justice often starts behind the scenes before it shows up in the daylight. But their fake kingdoms built on your pain are falling apart. The success they gain through lies and manipulation, it's disappearing. Not because you cursed them, but because the universe has a way of taking back what was stolen, fixing what was broken, and balancing the scales tipped against you. Your job ain't to seek revenge. Your job is to get ready to receive the restoration that's already on its way. And to do that, you got to do something real specific. Let go of the bitterness. I know that sounds near impossible right now. I know part of you clings to that anger because it feels like the only thing that makes sense in a world that's been so unfair. But bitterness ain't protecting you. It's the last chain the enemy's got hold of in your soul, and as long as it's there, it'll keep you from receiving the full blessing heaven's trying to pour on you. This don't mean you got to forgive and forget. It don't mean pretend like the pain never happened. It means you make a firm, sovereign choice to hand over the weight of that hurt to the only judge fit to handle it. You release it, not because they deserve forgiveness, but because you deserve freedom. The new season coming for you is unlike nothing you've ever seen in your life. Picture this in your spirit's eye. It's no fantasy. It's the blueprint heaven's laid out for your near future. You'll walk into rooms where every door opens before you even reach for the handle. You'll talk to folks who'll feel heaven's weight in your words and offer you chances you never asked for. You'll look at your money and see numbers bringing tears of gratitude because you'll remember when you had to count coins just to make it through the week. Pure, genuine, God-ordained relationships are on their way to you right now. Folks who'll love you for who you are deep down, not for what you can give them. Folks who'll stand by you in the next battle, not because they need something, but because their spirits recognize yours and know y'all are family in the truest, deepest sense. Your body will heal, your mind will clear. The fog of confusion and depression clouding your thoughts will lift, and you'll see your path so clear it'll take your breath away. You'll wonder how you ever doubted. You'll look back on this very moment, this message, and know it was the exact point where everything changed. Now I gotta tell you something most folks in your life won't. They either don't know it, or they're scared of its power. You carry inside you a frequency, a spiritual vibration that nobody else in all creation has. There ain't never been, and won't ever be, another soul with your exact mix of gifts, wounds, experiences, and divine purpose. The betrayal you faced didn't weaken that frequency. It turned up the volume. Pain, when surrendered to the Most High, becomes the strongest amplifier of spiritual authority there is. The prophets knew it. The saints knew it. Every great soul who ever changed the course of history knew it. They were all betrayed. They were all left hurt and abandoned by the ones they loved and served. And from that low place, they rose up with a power that can't be explained by human logic because it didn't come from a human source. You're in that same line. You're cut from that same cloth. And the rising happening inside you now ain't something you gotta force. It's happening naturally, inevitably, because it's the will of the one who made you. And I gotta remind you again about the weapon waiting in your hand. That digital book, The 7 Swords of St. Michael the Archangel, holds the prayers, declarations, and spiritual steps to activate each of those 7 swords for your specific fight. The 4th sword sparks divine favor in all parts of your life. The 5th sword shields your household from enemy backlash. The 6th sword sends out angels of provision and breakthrough. And the 7th sword, the strongest one of all, unleashes the full power of your calling and sets you right where heaven can use you best. This ain't just entertainment or casual spiritual talk. This is a war manual for the fight you're already in, whether you realize it or not. The link's in the first pinned comment up top. Download it now. Now listen close, don't go waiting for some better time, because convenience, that's just a fancy word for putting things off. And putting things off, well, that's just how the enemy likes to play his cards. So go on now, type in the comments, "I am chosen," and download that digital book. Let your fingers do the talking for what your heart already knows. Now hear me out as I speak these final words over your life. I ain't talking to the crowd right now, I'm talking to you. Yes, you. the one who's been through hell and back, cried rivers nobody else ever saw, and maybe even doubted if there's a loving God looking out for you, 'cause your life sure didn't show it. Well, I see you, heaven sees you. Saint Michael the Archangel sees you, and what we see ain't no victim. No, sir. What we see is a warrior who just forgot how mighty they truly are. What we see is a lion that got tricked by liars into thinking it was just a lamb. What we see is a rightful heir, robbed blind by thieves who snatched your crown while you were sleeping. But that sleep? It's over now, night's past, and the dawn breaking over you ain't no soft sunrise, it's a blaze of glory, lighting up every dark corner, exposing every hidden enemy, and showing the world the full, magnificent you, just like you were born to be. I decree right now over your life that every curse spoken against you is broken. I decree every chain wrapped around your destiny is shattered. I decree every blessing stolen from you is returned sevenfold. I decree your health restored, your pockets overflowing, your relationships healed, and your purpose burning bright like an unquenchable fire. I decree the ones who turned their backs on you will be the first to witness your greatest season of triumph. I decree no weapon, no scheme, no plot, no whispered curse, no secret agenda formed against you will ever prosper from this day forward. I decree the angels of the Most High are standing guard on every side. Saint Michael's sword drawn between you and every enemy, seen and unseen, and that heaven's favor rests on your head like a crown of unbreakable light. You are chosen, you are called, you are anointed, you are protected, you are provided for. You are loved with a love no betrayal can dim and no enemy can snuff out. This ain't the end of your story. No, sir. This is the start of the chapter that'll make all the rest make sense. So rise up now. Rise up in the authority bought for you at a price beyond what we can understand. Rise and step into that future prepared for you before the stars were even hung in the sky. And don't you ever forget, the betrayal that nearly broke you, that was the very thing that set you free. Now head on over to the first pinned comment and grab your copy of the 7 Swords of Saint Michael the Archangel. Arm yourself, get ready. The battle ain't over yet, but from here on out, you fight from a place of victory, not desperation. Drop a comment below saying, I am chosen, and I'll send you that digital book. Share this message with someone who needs to hear it, because the fact you found it means you were meant to pass it on. The chosen don't walk alone, they walk together, and your formation, it's coming together right now. Heaven's watching. The angels are standing by, and your new life, it starts with your very next breath.